All right, we're joined by UFC light heavyweight Dustin Jacoby, who's back in action here at the end of the month. Dustin, how's it going, man?
Good, man. Thanks for having me. Excited to be back at the end of this month. Just got done sparring on a beautiful Friday morning here at Factory X. So just getting prepared, man. Excited to put on a show for the fans.
Just quickly on your last fight, like going into that fight, did you feel like there's some pressure on you? Like maybe you lost that? Like, was that like a fight you think like that win kind of maybe saved your job, or did you not really think about that going to that last one?
I don't ever think about that, man. I go out there and I do my best and I try not to focus on the result. Of course, it's in the back of your mind a little bit, to be completely honest with you. I don't waste any time thinking about it. It is what it is, and I just put up the work. I show up prepared, and at the end of the day, man, the cards are gonna fall where they may. I just gotta do what I can do, control the things I can control, and show up prepared. What's up, Coach? Thanks to my coach, Mark Montoya here. We're getting prepped, getting ready. He's joining the interview.
What's going on, Mark?
Yeah, I've got the headphones in, so he can't
Uh,
hear you, but yeah, he said, "Good to see you," and we're gonna show up and kick some ass May 31st.
uh, after that win, like I thought maybe you'd get in there a bit quicker than this. Is it a bit longer of a layoff than what you thought?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, I injured my right foot after my last fight. I had a little bit of a fracture and that I had to deal with, so I had to let that recover. And that was the biggest reason for the layoff. So, I enjoy being active, and I have been here since COVID, and very blessed to be where I'm at in the division.
Uh, at the Apex, like, is that a big disappointment? Like, I thought, especially after that highlight reel knockout, they'd put you back in front of fans because your fights are never boring. Like, I feel like you're a guy like you throw your fight, like the fight right before a pay per view kicks off, like that final fight, the prelims. Like, I feel like that's a great spot for you right now.
Hey, I appreciate the compliment, Cole. I really do. I feel the same way, man. I am a little bummed. I am 37 years old. I'm definitely at the end of my career in the big picture. And, I don't want to waste my time at the Apex. I've been there. I feel like I've paid my dues there. I fought there all during COVID and, really went on an, 7 fight unbeaten streak there, pretty much all at the Apex. And, coming off of a huge knockout, a performance of the night in front of 20,000 fans, and all the fans nationwide on ESPN, and I get rewarded with a fight at the Apex. So I'm not too happy about it, but at the same time, I feel like the UFC treats me fairly well. They treat me well and take care of me, and it is what it is, man. I can't control that. All I can do is prepare and show up in shape and ready to fight. And that answers your question as well. When your first question asking me how I feel, like I feel like I put on exciting fights. I feel like
Mhm.
the UFC appreciates me. I feel like I'm never in a boring fight. So regardless of being 1-2 in your last three, and whatever the case may be, losing a couple fights, I'm still putting on a good show. The only time I did not was the Dominic Reyes fight, and kudos to him, man. He's still one of the best in the world with an electrifying left hand that can put anybody out. So I dared greatly that night. Unfortunately, came up short, but put one foot in front of the other. Came back with a big knockout myself. So man, that's why you just got to keep swinging.
Your opponent, Bruno Lopez, this one kind of surprised me as well. I thought you'd get a guy with bigger name or whatnot. Like, were you kind of surprised this is the opponent?
I completely agree, man. I was a little surprised, and for the longest time, hell, we couldn't say yes or no. Of course, me, man. That's where I'm at. Where my career, I've never said no to a fight. I've accepted all, fight offers. But my coach wanted to see film first, and we couldn't find film on him, and we finally got some film, and find out who he was a little bit, and we were surprised by the matchup. But at the same time, the guy's 14-1. He's pretty accomplished. He's got a hell of a record. Mind you, there's a lot of that's been outside the UFC. He's 1-0 in the UFC. So he's coming to take my spot, and it's my job to show that there's levels to this game and heights to this division. And I'm at the top, man, and I feel like I'm right there to get back in the top 15. I just got to prove that once again.
So, like, what outside of like his UFC and Contender Series fight? Then it was pretty hard to find stuff on him. Then.
Yeah, yeah, and I couldn't find any fights. There was absolutely no video whatsoever. So we had the UFC, and my buddy Anthony Smith hooked us up with his Contender Series fight and UFC fight. So just so we can get a little game film. You want to know what you're up against, and I'm not a big film guy, but my coaches are, and again, you want to know you want to see the tendencies, you want to, just like I said, know what you're up against, and then from there, prepare accordingly and go execute.
What you make of his debut? Like he was a pretty big underdog in that fight. Used his wrestling, kind of grind out a decision win. Like what you kind of make of his debut?
Yeah, I thought that the Russian fighter that he fought against didn't necessarily have a high level fight IQ. I feel like he kind of put himself into vulnerable positions. Bruno Lopez is going to be tough. He's going to be relentless. He's going to push the pace. He's going to try to grab me. The thing is, he's not a Division 1 wrestler. He's not a spectacular wrestler. He's a jujitsu guy. So his takedowns are a little different than what you would see normally from a wrestling background. It's more of a jujitsu background. He's going to be kind of reaching for me, grabbing me, trying to drag it down, and it's my job to be prepared, and which we will be, and to execute our game plan to perfection.
I imagine Cody will be a big part of this camp again, just facing a guy that's probably going to want to take you down a whole bunch.
Yeah, man, Cody's just a great training partner in general. The guy's super strong, a really good wrestler, pretty gritty and tough in the training room, man, and tough all around. So been a great training partner. I've got another buddy of mine, Brian Rogers. We go way back, former Bellator guy. He's kind of getting back in the action, and um, yeah, there's Mr. Brundage right there, man. He shows up. His ears were burning. He heard us. So yeah, we got Brian Rogers is back in the building, so he's really been pushing me. Austin Jones is another one, guy that's he's seen it all, done it all, has a great record. I'm ready to see that guy in the UFC. He deserves it. So yeah, man, same training camp as usual, man. It's we're putting in the work over here at Factory X and doing our best daily.
Uh, with Bruno, like it's on the contender series, Ribeiro was able to hurt him pretty early and get him out of there. Like, so how do you kind of see him playing out? Because we have seen him struggle with some of these like really good strikers.
I agree, man. Well, he it showed that he can be dropped. It showed that he can be hurt. And, we're at 205 pounds. We're in there a little bit heavier than that on fight night. This division, guys can get knocked out to drop a dime, any punch, any given day, man. So I got to be on my P's and Q's. I am a power puncher. I do put people out, and when I catch them just right, it usually does the job. So that's what I'm going to be looking to do this fight, man. I definitely am not going to hold back. I want to go get this big victory. There's some things I want to do in the golf world right after, and call my shot on the mic afterwards. So this is a big one for me, man. This is the third fight of my fourth contract, third of four fights on my contract. I've always re-upped after that third one, so I need to go out there and I have a couple more performance bonuses on my last contract to just give me some negotiating power to move forward and level up.
Does that add any pressure to you for this one? And then even like with, I think a lot of people expect you to kind of beat Bruno just because you're a lot bigger name. Like, does that add some pressure of where like there is a lot of expectation, like, hey, this guy should beat him relatively easy?
Gosh, man. Yeah, when you say it like that, absolutely, man. Like even, with my Alonzo Minifield fight, I was like a minus 270 favorite. And I thought that was pretty crazy. I'm like, dude, we're at the highest level. This guy's
Mhm.
good. That fight kills me, man. I should be in the top 15. I should never have lost that fight. I got caught there at the end. The scoring is what it is. I have nothing against the scoring. I just feel like, man, I had that fight in the bag and I dropped the ball. I let it slip away. I have to deal with that. Um, uh, the Alonzo Minifield fight. Gosh, remind me of the question. I was going there.
I like, does it
Go
add
ahead.
pressure like when
Yeah,
people
there
may
you go.
not
Yeah,
know him
yeah,
and they just kind of
he
look?
was. Yeah, I was minus 270. The Dominic Reyes fight, I think I was like minus 240, another huge favorite. It's like, what are you doing, man? But when my back's against the wall and I see plus 250 next Monday when I'm fighting Vitor Petrino, that's where I thrive. That's where I really enjoy it. I wouldn't say I put too much pressure on it because I don't necessarily look so hard into that. I
Mhm.
understand that this is a fight at the highest level, and Bruno Lopez is 14-1, man. Not many people know who he is right now, but he's a dangerous man, and there's a reason that he's in the octagon with me at this time. So it is a little bit of pressure, man. I always hate being a big favorite, or when people are like, man, you're gonna win this fight, or the Hanyak's super easy. It's like, man, come on, this is still a fight, dude.
Mhm.
At the highest level, everybody is capable of winning in the UFC. So it's a dangerous job, man. And one tiny little slip up can be the biggest difference in your night, in your career. And I just got to make sure that I take advantage of the opportunity. And like I said before, man, I'm gonna be prepared. I always am. I feel really great right now, and looking forward to the end of the month.
Where do you think this win kind of puts you? Like, I have to feel like you get a win, so you even finish them. Like, I think it should be a top 15 guy next for you.
Yeah, I would think so, man. I'm right there. I think that if I could get one more opportunity at a guy above me, I think that Dominic Reyes fight kind of pushed me back a little bit, just with as quick as it went too. And that's another one I wish I could get back. And again, kudos to Dom, man. He's a great competitor, one of the best in the world. The guy's gonna be, hopefully for him fighting for a title here soon. But I really do believe that I'm at that level. I'm at the top of the division. And I got to prove that against Bruno Lopez, right? If I go out there and drop the ball, it's like, hell, I might not get re-signed. I hope that's not the case. I love the UFC. They treat me well. I think they love me, but at the same time, this is a big fight, man. This is everything. This is my career on the line is how I look at it. So I got to go in there and get it done against Bruno Lopez, and then we'll let the chips fall where they may after that one.
Fighting wise, like, what's the goal for them this year? Are you hoping like try to sneak in at least like hopefully maybe two sneak in this year?
To be honest, man, so there's a couple things going on. There's the American Century Championship, which is a big celebrity golf
Yeah,
tournament I'm really wanting to get into. And I just saw Barstool Sports and
yeah.
Bob Does Sports drop the Internet Invitational, which I'm pretty sure I'm going to get an invite to that. I really hope I do. But so here's the game plan for my year. I want to be vocal about this when I throw it out in the atmosphere. I'm going to go get this knockout May 31st. I'm gonna get a big win. I'm gonna get on the mic. I'm gonna tell people I want to golf. I'm gonna call for some golf. I'm gonna call to be in the ACC Championship, American Century Championship. I'm gonna call to be in the Internet Invitational, and then I would like to fight again on later this year. So I'm gonna be training. If I can get into those, my life is switching from training camp from fighting to training camp to golf. Man, I'm gonna be on the golf course every day, grinding, putting in the work because I know if I take the time to practice, I can compete with these guys and make some noise in the golf world. And then I would like to fight, get back to training, and of course, still be training the whole time, but get back to the fight world. I'd like to fight the Madison Square Garden card, usually the end of the year, usually in November. So go prove I'm worthy there at the Apex. I have a huge knockout with a packed stadium. I get demoted to the Apex. I need to go have another huge knockout and hopefully get promoted to Madison Square Garden. So that's what I want. Um, let's throw it out there, man. Let's make it happen.
Yeah, that personal one's huge, like $1 million payout too. It's like
Yeah,
at
man.
least
There,
you
there's
said a
a
million.
absolutely $1 million payout. So of course it's going to be over the course of probably like the top 20, top 25, maybe the top 10. Hell, I don't know. But either way, to get paid some real money to go play golf, I'm telling you, Cole, I've got a decent golf game. And but here's the thing, I don't have time to practice. I don't ever just go practice golf.
Mhm.
I just play golf. This time I'm going in training camp. I'm going to practice golf and I'm bringing my A game, baby. And my A game is a low single digit handicap. So if I can, and golf is so frustrating and so incredibly tough, and yet such a simple and elegant game. I definitely want to dial it in and make some noise.
In golf, I went out for the first time the other week, and it's like I had two like 30-foot birdie putts in a row, and then the next hole I three putt. I'm like, I don't understand how this and I three putt from like 7 feet. I'm like, I don't understand how this happens.
That's my problem right now, man. I can't make a putt. Hell, it's easy to three putt from 30 foot, but yeah, I've been three putting from inside 10 foot. I'm like, what are you doing? And finally, my last round, I actually got the putter going a little bit hot. Shot my first round in the 70s, so I'm making some strides, man. I'm coming back. I'm telling you, after this big win in May, I'm hitting the links. I'm hitting the range. I'm dialing the game in, and we're gonna go win some big tournaments.
Just final thing I want to touch on. Obviously, Anthony Smith retired. I know he was a big training partner for you. What was that like to kind of see his career come to an end? Like, great
Yeah,
career, great fighter, like kind of one of those all action guys his whole career, and like never took an easy road.
Never took an easy road, man. It's definitely bittersweet. Anthony and I came up together through not necessarily together, but the same time frame. You know, he started maybe a couple years before me, right into to some pro fights, and heck, dude, we almost fought each other multiple times on the regional scene. There was always talks, you know, when you're the next big thing on the regional scene, you're always trying to find the next big thing. That was always Anthony, and it just never materialized. I fought a couple of his teammates. And yeah, so I've been very familiar with him, man, and we're the same age. In fact, I'm a few months older than him. So it's just was another harsh reality of where we're at in our career. And like I said earlier, in the big picture, man, I am at the end of my career, which is pretty sad when you start thinking about it. And I see a guy like Anthony, retired, the way he did, and like he said, though, man, he's going to be grateful. I'm grateful for him, and it's a time. Be excited that it happened. Don't be sad that it's over. And that really resonated with me. And that night, I was just really happy for him, excited it happened. I'm happy that he came from nothing. He clawed his way out of a wet paper sack, man, and now he's got a beautiful family. He's got an awesome ESPN analysis job. Um, he's retired from fighting, was still while still in the game and still making significant money from it. And he's really done it well, man. He's done it right. He's done it on his own time, his own dime, and um, it's just I'm really proud of him, man. Again, it's bittersweet to see him go. It does. Part of me does get a little teary eyed thinking about it, but at the same time, I'm super happy for him, man. To just see him see it all the way through. To start from the beginning and to never give up and just persevere through it all, man. It was an honor to watch it all happen.
Well, Dustin, I appreciate the time as always. Thanks so much for doing this again.
Yeah, I appreciate you, Cole.